What happened?
Well, just went to a party. You know, somebody lost their phone inside the party. Came out whilst we was just talking about going to another party. He just started asking everybody for their phones, and anybody that hesitated just stabbed them. And I was just one of the three that got stabbed there, but mine was the most severe. Yeah, it's a blessing, and that's pretty much why I used my life and my career to kind of just be an inspiration and a reference to other people that have come from, you know, adversity and are trying to make something of themselves. And they might not have, you know, somebody to push them, but you know what? I didn't really have too many people to push me. Nonsense. Dion is a dangerous fighter. Everybody would say, this guy's a South boy, he's slick, he's undefeated, he's hungry. Seems like he's hungry. That would be foolish for me to not take it seriously. That's crazy.
I think you were talking about that undefeated record, and I think it's because the world that we live in now, it's all social media. It's all that glitz and glamour. It's all that look at me. It's almost like everyone is striving for perfection, and perfection doesn't exist. It's about individuality, and sometimes with that individuality, some battles you are going to lose.
Yeah, of course, that's life. It happens in life. I've lost many times in life, trust me. And I feel like people are seeing me win now, but they don't know what I've been through, you know. And but obviously, you know, from the outside, you don't know Richard Riakporhe on a personal level. So it's like, this guy's always in the limelight. What? I don't like this guy's face, man. He's ugly.
but it is that mentality, isn't it?
But you know me, I never ever cared about like a bad comment or what somebody thinks about me, whether they think I'm a decent boxer, whether they think I'm a dead fighter, whether they think I'm good. I do not care.
However, what I can find, and I'm sure we've discussed this before because of the trust side of it, it can actually be, you've got to be really careful about who you have around you, because sometimes, you know, that comfort, those that are walking with you, they're walking with you to see you fail.
100%. You know. Some people they're just waiting so they can say, told you.
Well, yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I just got my mind on one thing, just straight, man. See if it's try.
Yeah.
I don't think about too much. You know what I mean?
You need to teach me how to switch off. Yeah. You need to teach me how to switch off. Anyway, I know you're a man on a mission. You're always giving me these short time periods. I was getting in your gym, and then a certain person turned up, and that got fucked up.
No, you're still coming. Yeah, don't think that it's done. It's only because there was just a bit of transition. It was a transition period, and it's just allocating the time. There was a bit of an issue in the beginning because of COVID, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, 100%. You should come back in, because we'll be back in the gym straight away.
Yeah.
You should come back up.
Okay, because it was like, obviously I didn't know that AJ was training there.
Cause I think he'll probably like you as well. AJ's a proper cool guy.
Yeah, but I'm not coming for him. Yeah. I'm not coming for him. I'm coming for you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm not one of these that's just going to be like, oh, that's the shiniest piece. I want that. No, it doesn't work like that with me. It's either I mess with you because I mess with you, and I get to. That's fine. But it's like I don't even think it was him. I think it was when Fraser come in, and it was like everything just got locked.
Yeah, it was COVID. It was COVID.
Was it?
They had like, because what it is, the higher ups, they get in trouble if they see like posts on social media with other people in the gymnasium, because they always watch everybody's profile. So it's a bit tricky, especially in that phase. But now everything is scrapped, so it's cool.
Yeah, scrapped. But we're here. But why I wanted to speak to you is, yeah, all right, then you're my favourite, whatever. I can't. Yeah, whatever. But in this fight, to me, this fight is more, and you've done it today. This is what I'm saying. It's like this fight is more of like it's here. It's a battle of the minds, and I think you kind of like reiterated what I was saying in the beginning when you started to go at him about his career. Yeah. When you started to say there's something missing, there's something like you've gone for this, and then that hasn't worked. You've gone for this, and that hasn't worked, and then you've gone for that, and that also hasn't worked. Is it you that's the problem?
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand myself, because, you know, he's a decent opponent. You know what I mean? He's a decent fighter, but what the hell was going on? Why is it stop and start all the time, stop and start? It wasn't injuries all the time, you know.
Okay.
He's been pro for like since 2013.
Yeah.
And that's why I mentioned it. And the only reason why I just started to bring it up was because he just kept on talking. Every day I'm getting messages, yeah, this guy's just talking smoke. Like, he's still talking, man. You need to shut this guy up. And I'm thinking, what's he talking about? And then I thought, you know what? Maybe he's just selling himself, or maybe he's just trying to convince himself of, you know, the fight he is. But, you know, I just have to, you know, tell the truth. You know, this is what I think of you, and this is probably what all the other broadcasters think of you too. That's probably why you haven't had a look in. Like, you have to be honest. You know, you have to be honest. You know, something is definitely missing, and I couldn't put my finger on it. You know what I mean? But listen, talk is talk, isn't it? We're gonna fight on Saturday. It's fine. Like, but that's, I just had to just say that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It was just interesting to see that kind of side to you, because I haven't seen that side before. Because you're quite cool, calm, collective, naturally. You're somebody that doesn't, you know, you're not really on that. You don't really talk that. But it's like with this, that's what I was saying with this match. To me, it just seems like it's up here. And a lot of people are saying, you know, obviously Dion's been through some rough times. Obviously, he's had the problem with his heart. That was one stoppage in his career where it stopped, paused again. And then obviously the eye injury where he had to, obviously both times he's had to fight to obviously get his license back. But then I also said then, you're no stranger to fighting. And this is something that I've never spoken about with you. And yeah, all right, I'm going to spring it on you. I wanted to go back to when you were 15 with what happened to you, because I've never spoken to you about that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, just went to a party. You know, somebody lost their phone inside the party, came out whilst we was just talking about going to another party. He just started asking everybody for their phones, and anybody that hesitated just stabbed them. And I was just one of the 3 that got stabbed there, but mine was the most severe. You know, yeah, you know, should have been dead, but you know, we're here for a reason. Yeah.
What do you remember about that night, though? You know, you say, you know, I was one of them that got stabbed, almost like, yeah, when I was walking down the road, I tried in some shit. It's a little bit deeper than that. I mean, getting stabbed, that's horrific. You know what's going on out there in the world at the moment. People are getting knifed left, right and centre. You've been through that, what, is it 14, 13 years ago now?
Yeah, it was, I think it was about 17 years ago, yeah, 17 years ago. So yeah, it was just, to be fair, it happened, you know, so fast. All I remember is a lot of my friends trying to help me after I got stabbed. The guy that lost his phone, he found his phone, came out, was trying to help me as well, you know, and had to do an operation, like emergency operation, and just woke up with my dad in the corner, and, you know, just, it's crazy, and it was an experience as well, because I was young, I didn't really understand what was really going on and how serious this was. But you know, it's a good thing that we're here to tell the story.
And that is a story, and I think it's only fair, because obviously I get it, you kind of like touched on the surface, but I'm no stranger to violence myself. I am going to be quite open and honest. I was a victim of serious domestic violence, and there's a couple of times where I thought it was lights out. Fair enough, I've never needed emergency surgery or anything like that, but I've come up against it where I have saw my life flash in front of me. So it's the mindset I'm getting at. There's certain people that go through certain things in life. So when you're confronted, say for example, this is a bout tomorrow, it's a fight. Yeah, people get nervous, but you've been through a lot worse. Yeah. And that is what I'm trying to get at, is that fighter mentality. Because like you said, you shouldn't be here. And if I'm going to look at it now and deep it now, I probably shouldn't be here either.
Yeah, it's a blessing, and that's pretty much why I used my life and my career to kind of just be an inspiration, a reference to other people that have come from, you know, adversity and are trying to make something of themselves. And they might not have, you know, somebody to push them, but you know what, I didn't really have too many people to push me in the beginning, especially in boxing. But eventually I got to where I am now. So it just shows that anything is possible. I didn't have to share the story, but I thought, you know, it might help some people, you know. This might help some people, and sometimes people just need a little help to just get through the day.
And you know that though, because like I said, you didn't start off in the glittering lights. Like you said, you might be getting a lot of jealousy now, people looking at saying, oh, look at him, he's backed by this, he's doing that. But you didn't start off that way. You was a small horse show fighter.
Yeah, of course. I remember selling tickets. We used to sell tickets, and we'd have to pay the house, we'd have to pay the trainer, we have to pay like the opponent as well. Like I remember leaving the halls with like 200 pounds, you know, 150 pounds. You know, trust me, it's tough. It's tough. Imagine running around selling tickets and you got to fight like the next day, but you have to meet a threshold. You know, it's tough. You know, a lot of guys didn't get to experience that, but I know how it is to come from that to now. That's why every day I'm happy. I'm saying I'm happy because it's, you know what I mean, I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I'm passionate about, and what I've dreamed of. You know, from since I was young. That's why I'm always smiling. I'm always bubbly when you see me in the presses, because I know where I came from.
I like that. And I'll tell you what, I did watch a video when you was, I think you were just on the cusp. You were amateur boxer. You was in South London where you lived, and you was talking about an estate that they're going to knock down. I can't remember the name of the interview. I'll flash it up in. Okay. And I don't know, like I said, if it was because of your experience, but you were already talking about energy. You were already talking about, you were quite mature for your age, and the way that you spoke then, I thought, wow, I'm hearing more mature fighters just start to speak like this. But if you dig back into your past, you were always on that. Is that because of the incident, or is that the way you were brought up? I mean, your words.
I think it's a bit of both. I think also it's just probably the way I am. I think I was always gifted to be able to look ahead of the present and kind of analyze, you know, myself and certain decisions and what they would lead to. I think that was probably my greatest gift when I was young. So I used to always think about the future, and I'd think about how I can manipulate that. And obviously that came down to whether it was I wanted to be a boxer. You know, if I want to win a fight, then I'm going to have to dedicate myself to training, show up at the gym, because there was once upon a time I never used to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym like once or twice a week, and I would still fight and I would win. So I'd think that I don't need to do no more. Exactly. And same as like, my coaches would tell you, you know, my old coaches from the Lynn, they would say I would skip track sessions. I would never go to any, because I used to hate the feeling of my heart rate going up. So I used to never, I never used to go to the track sessions. I was like, nah, no way. And the reason why I stopped going was because I was winning fights. So I said to myself, yeah, I don't need to. I've won this fight without doing that. So that means I don't need to, because that's how I used to think. But then I changed it and I realized, you know what, there's always room for improvement. And if you want to do better, then you have to give more, you know. It's funny.
So imagine then, I mean, I don't know, is there a little bit like that still in you now? I mean, like, not resting on your laurels, but are you someone that will now say, you know what, I don't like doing that, so I'm going to do it because I need to overcome it, like the running? Because I wasn't a fan of running, but then I forced myself to do it, and now I do it all the time. It's just something about getting out of your comfort zone. Is that something you do? Or do you hold back a little bit and think, you know what, I'm kind of all right here, I don't need to push it yet?
No way. No way. And that's because, like I said, I was conscious of thinking ahead now. Now I'm even more conscious, so I just know, listen, if I don't do this, then I'm putting myself at risk. I'm putting myself at risk. If I want to achieve this, then I need to be doing that. And I need to be doing just a little bit more as well. So I'll never ever think like that when it comes to like whether I need to go on a hill run. You know, sometimes I don't feel like it. Well, most times I don't feel like it, but I would go no matter how I felt. I didn't care whether I was sad, happy, angry, didn't want to go, didn't want to leave my house, I would go. Yeah. And that came down to like just changing my mindset, really, man.
There's been some question about why you took this fight. I know we kind of like briefly discussed it because, like I said, you didn't have to. And it's just really for the viewers. Some of the viewers may say, oh, he's taking this fight because he believes, or no, he believes that Jumma's an easy fight for him. And it's just to squash that, basically. That's
nonsense. Dion is a dangerous fighter. Everybody would say, this guy's a southpaw, he's slick, he's undefeated, he's hungry. Seems like he's hungry. That would be foolish for me to not take it seriously. That's crazy. And yeah, no, I definitely took him serious. Every single opponent I'll take seriously. Every single opponent, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes people think, oh, he's only doing this because he thinks it's a pushover. But you know what the boxing fans are like, they're fickle, and it's all on the surface. So it was just to squash that rumour, to say, look, you respect the opponent, you know what he's bringing to the game.
I see myself as an old school fighter, and the old school fighters never used to go, hey, this guy seems like an easy opponent, let's pick him. Oh, we should take this route. Oh, let's keep our undefeated records, let's go there, let's go here. Like, listen, the only reason why that is the case now, where people are trying to do that a lot, is only because of like the Mayweather era, when he came and he was selling himself based on the undefeated record. But back in the days, all of the champions lost, all of them. And they lost, they didn't lose just one or two, they lost about 5, 6 legends, you know what I mean? But now it's a new school era where everybody's like, yeah, is he undefeated and stuff like that, and they ran and raved on about it. But really, that doesn't mean nothing. You might have not you might have not faced your real test, you know what I mean, yet, you know what I mean, or a proper formidable opponent, because there's dangerous opponents out there, trust me. And it just takes you fighting that type of fight, and it might just not come off on the night, you know what I mean? So, but listen, we're taking it old school, you know, and I think that's why I've built strong relationships with Sky and other people and the boxing fans like me, because I actually do risk it, you know what I mean? I risk it. I'm not just risking it now. Go back in the fights, we were risking it from the very beginning. Yeah. From the very beginning. This is not new to me. So I understand how it feels. I understand, you know, what's on the line. I understand my position, and I ain't switching off. I know what I need to do. You know what I mean? Just and enjoy it as well. You know, that's the most important thing.
I think you were talking about that undefeated record, and I think it's because the world that we live in now, it's all social media. It's all that glitz and glamour. It's all that look at me. It's almost like everyone is striving for perfection, and perfection doesn't exist. It's about individuality, and sometimes with that individuality, some battles you are going to lose.
Yeah, of course, that's life. It happens in life. I've lost many times in life, trust me, and I feel like people are seeing me win now, but they don't know what I've been through. Trust me, if they knew what I've been through, they'll be happy for me. You know, they would want me to win some more. They'll say, Richard, you know, you deserve it. That's what I get. The people that know me and that know my story, they say, Richard, you deserve everything that you're coming and more, you know. And but obviously, you know, from the outside, you don't know Richard Riakporhe on a personal level. So it's like, this guy's always in the limelight. What? I don't like this guy's face, man. He's ugly.
but it is that mentality, isn't it? It's kind of like, oh, he's doing well, or oh, they're just, like I said, they just see the surface of it. Yeah. And it's like it's easy, so easy for people to hate. That's the weird thing. It's like people don't want to wish you well. People don't want to say, you know what, he's doing all right for himself. You know, I'll back him. He seems okay. It's almost like, oh, he's doing all right for himself. Let me find a reason to hate him.
Yeah,
it's mad.
It's a crazy mentality. But one thing that I do know is, if you're really doing good in your life and you're achieving your dreams, you're happy, you won't go out there and spread negativity.
Thank you.
So it's a reflection of your reality. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying, in your mind. So if you see hate and if you see negativity all the time, then obviously you're gonna, that's what you're gonna put out. You know what I mean? But when you see positivity all the time, it's like, yo, man, you look amazing. And the person doesn't even look nothing near amazing. You know what I mean? But you just want to say it, you just want to make them feel good.
Absolutely.
So but you know me, I never ever cared about like a bad comment or what somebody thinks about me, whether they think I'm a decent boxer, whether they think I'm a dead fighter, whether they think I'm good. I do not care because like I'm doing what I dreamed of doing, you know, and it's a blessing to be here, you know what I mean? And you know, I don't understand why that should affect me, but obviously a lot of people are not that strong mentally, I guess, and that's how they start to feel like a certain type of way, and certain people have committed suicide on social media because of social media and stuff like that, which is pretty sad, you know. But yeah, I know it definitely gets to a lot of people. A lot of people are quite insecure with the comments. They're very insecure. Yeah. So if you say one thing, they start thinking about it, start meditating on it. Like, who the hell cares? Not me.
In the scheme of things, you're right, because it's usually, well, I'd say it's usually faceless people with weird usernames. October Red Boxing is not one of them. Yeah. But it's faceless people that are usually there, quick to make the comments. However, what I can find, and I'm sure we've discussed this before because of the trust side of it, it can actually be, you've got to be really careful about who you have around you, because sometimes, you know, that comfort, those that are walking with you, they're walking with you to see you fail.
100%. You know. Some people they're just waiting so they can say, told you. I knew it. Like, flipping up, man. Some people just, you know, they just want to be right so much.
Yeah.
You know, I've met a lot of people in my life that just want to be right. Like, no, this is the way. Like, but this is the way. I'm like, okay, that's the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just leave them, run with it. Yeah. Like, but there's mad. I don't know, the mentality of certain individuals, man, is funny, and I can't comprehend it. You know, where I'm from, we don't think like that. We're different, very different the way we think, and that's why we're in different rooms.
And that's a good way of putting it. But just then, for the present then, I've noticed that you've been doing some bits, you've been doing a bit of modelling, which is really nice to see. I see you, like I said, you're dripping in the Dior. You've also done a campaign with Burberry. Clever, because this is what I think, and tell me if I'm wrong. It's sort of like you're setting up for life after boxing, because boxing, as we know, is a short career. And obviously you've got other assets that you're now starting to bed into place, you know, for when you do get later on in your career and you do say you hang up the gloves and you pass the torch on to someone else.
You know what? A lot of people have said that to me as well. They're like, yeah, like it's good you can set up like after boxing and stuff like that. But me, I just feel like I'm getting started. You know what I mean? Like, I feel if I could do it, if I could do it forever, I would.
Serious?
Yeah, if I could do it for late on, like in my life later on, like 40s, late 40s and 50s, I would, I swear to you. But because of health reasons, obviously that's not wise. But there's something about boxing, it's like it makes you feel alive, it brings you in the moment, you know, it switches you on, it switches different wires in your mind on. Like you just, it's hard to explain, very addictive as well. And, you know, getting in peak condition, clearing your mind mentally, you know, oh man, it's hard to explain. It's hard to get into this zone without doing something like this. Yeah. You know, without doing an extreme sport. You know, so, but yeah, it's good anyway because and with the modeling, I always wanted to do modeling and stuff. I did some bits before, but I feel like the boxing, you know, I was more focused on the boxing, but then I started getting a lot of messages more say, oh hi, we would like to sign you. I checked out the names of the agencies and stuff. I didn't realize how big they were. Wow. So I was asking people like, who's this agency, who's that? They're like, wow, that agency is massive. And people that are not even into like fashion and stuff are telling me, yeah, that's massive. I'm like, how comes I don't know about it? So when they sent the contracts and stuff, you know, they were talking, saying congratulations. Like, I'm like, what do you mean congratulations? I haven't seen anything yet. But now I understand, because once I only signed with them in November, just right after my fight or before. Yeah. And I've already done a global campaign with Dior Home. Walked Fashion Week, one of 40 men, and for Burberry. Yeah. You know, and magazine issues, everything. It's crazy. It hasn't even started. That's what they told me. They said literally this hasn't even begun. But what a way to enter though the industry. It's like you winning a gold medal in comparison to boxing. You winning a gold medal and just going straight on the stage, where there's about 1,000 other boxers trying to get on that stage as well. Or not even 1,000, but probably a million. Yeah. Million, but yeah, bang, you're on the stage in the limelight. Here you go. You know.
I don't know if any other boxers ever done any modelling.
I'm the only boxer.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I'm the only boxer in the probably history of professional boxing has done modelling, and
so the rest of you are ugly.
No, it's maybe. No, I was joking. No, but yeah, it's good though, because you know, I never wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to do my own thing.
Really?
I'm a different type of individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I like to be a bit quirky and stuff like that. You know, do something different. And yeah, it's a good thing, isn't it? I guess first model boxer. It's funny because when people say, yeah, oh, I heard you do a model, this model boxer, Richard Riakporhe, the Midnight Chamber and stuff. I'm thinking, I'm not no model. But yeah, but I am though at the same time. So I'm just like, it's a bit funny still.
Well, that's a good thing though, because it's also showing, you know, a younger version of yourself that's out there. That's, like you said, doesn't really want to do the running, going to the gym twice a week. You may have their adversities in life. To look at someone like yourself, you know, as a trailblazer, as an example, you know, it's not just about the boxing, it's about everything that can come with it as well. It's nice to hear that you've still got the passion for it, because sometimes, like you said, the modelling contracts, that's global, that's a lot of money. The top models get paid a lot of money, and you're still choosing to possibly get hit in the head how many times, and you've sat there and said, I'd like to, if I could, I'd do this into my 50s. So that is the magic in boxing.
It's addictive as hell. I don't think people understand. That's why fighters of old, they just want to come back and they'll be talking about returns. You're like, bro, what are you doing? It's done. It's over.
Mike Tyson crying.
But, yeah, it's over. But you wouldn't understand, because it's just, I guess there's so many different variables that affect it. You know, and it depends on the individual as well. Some might like the attention and the glory, you know, that they receive from the fans, and you know.
What is it for you? What do you like? Like
I said before, it's just the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel alive. Okay. I love challenging myself and you know, imposing my will on life. You know. Obviously as my opponent, but on life, like, yeah, I'm gonna make.
You've got someone's life in your hand, really.
Yeah. You? But yeah, I want to win. You know, I want to win, and I'm gonna do anything to win, and nobody's gonna stop me from winning. Not you, not nobody.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.